Hope you're all well. So it's just a quick intro to the video monthlies that I'm putting out. It's just a couple of things that I wanted to mention because I said about them in Leo and Aries and Sagittarius. So I'm going to make it really quick because it's going to be on the front of all the videos. um, and also I've got to say that if you wanted to get a reading, all my details are in the description box below, video or Skype session. Excuse me. So, firstly, Leo said they might have to go through something that's like a huge let go. So, I've been through loads of emotional let goes on this journey, a lot to do with my mum and my dad, and the fact that they are both dead and stuff like that. So, I had this really weird experience last month, February. I've also had to watch horror films because I've got to learn to not be afraid of anything, right? And I had to stop watching horror films years ago because they scare me. So I downloaded a few of them and I was sat there and I watched two. One was really stupid, the other was really boring, not scary at all. So I put on this other one. Funnily enough, it was called Hereditary. And also only watched about half of it because I couldn't quite understand what was going on and I just found it a bit like mildly creepy and boring. Um, but it was about family, wasn't it? So as I turned it off, what happened was I found myself sitting on the sofa. Found myself sat in between my mum and my dad, who are both passed over, and my mum was sat there looking at me, and my father was. I was holding his hand, and when I was a little girl, I used to sit in between them on the sofa, just like this, right? And it was like I went right back to childhood. So I became small in size, just like I would have been when I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. So, and it was the biggest let go I've been through. And yeah, well, we don't know if there's another one. Hopefully not. Hey, but that was like just last month. So I've got a feeling like Leo is going to be going through something like that. And what was different about it was that I've seen a lot, and I've seen through the matrix, and I've seen that things look physically real aren't real. So I understand that the vibrational reality is the real reality, right? But this was just I've never been like that with people before that are no longer in the physical. So feeling them, holding my dad's hand or whatever. So that was a massive experience in experiencing the vibrational reality that exists, right? And how real it is. So just wanted to say that. And then also it's a new moon today, and Aries, I talked about them having to deal with triggers or something like that. Well, I've got an Aries moon myself, so this morning I didn't think I was going to do anything because it's a moon day and I thought I was just going to relax, take it easy, maybe do these readings if I felt like it. And then I thought the most thing I'm going to do is put on some laundry. And of course, halfway through doing the washing machine broke down, filled with water, and wouldn't spin or drain. So, and it's a moon day. And what's crazy about that is that on a moon day, a dark moon, you would think my triggers are normally huge, right? I can get really irritable, really angry, really stressed, and I just didn't. I just literally just have remained calm throughout. So it's just really interesting that happened on a moon day. So, and everything's meant to happen, obviously, the way it's meant to happen. So, just to say that, because if you get that going on, literally, I'm out the other end of that, and laughing about it and seeing it as a really positive thing that I didn't get triggered about that. Even though it ended up with water all over the kitchen floor and me doing my spinning and rinsing at my neighbour's house and all this stuff, right? There was literally, I'm just laughing about it. So that's it, really. So wishing you all the best for the month and lots of love and take care. See you later. Bye. I hope you're all well. So these are the readings for March 2022, and this is the air signs. And just as I start to shuffle, the first thing that jumped out is a good old Six of Swords, the Let Go card. And just noticing as well that what we have underneath the pack is the No Mind card, the Four of Swords. So in terms of Did I say this is the air signs? And the first one is Gemini. So for Gemini this month, it's about laughter and fun. All right, they want you to have lots of laughter and fun and to let go. And it's kind of this they're talking about you kind of going, oh well, whatever is whatever is, and just being really kind of, that kind of, oh well, can't be helped, it's just, that's just how it is, about whatever it is that comes along that is trying to bother you. So it might be about a person, like maybe your mind is trying to think about a person and have a judgment of them or have an opinion of them, and go back along that old program of like, you know, they're not there, I'm okay, they're not, kind of a thing. Which always leads you into like, I'm not okay either. So it's no place to be, right? Maybe it's a person like that, or maybe it's an event that comes along in a physical. You'll have to get the cards out and have a look. But whatever it is, they just want you to kind of disregard it. Don't get hooked into it, and just be really like laissez-faire and really nonchalant, and let it pass by you. Let it pass by you without any without you cracking, without you giving in to the ego, without you getting embroiled in some kind of argument inside of yourself, or some kind of terrorizing yourself with whatever overwhelm it might bring. Okay. All right, so let's just laugh it off, basically. Simple as that. Just laugh it off. Laugh it off and let it go. There is a huge, something is really seriously about to drop out of your base chakra, I have to say, because I just felt it like a great big clump, like you're dropping something. You're dropping a mode of operation, you're dropping a program, which is where you get hooked into the observable reality, the physical dimension, and you believe it to be the truth, right? Something so simple as just laughing something off changes everything, right? It changes everything that turns up for you. So this thing that's dropping out of the base chakra is like a great big fear, a great big log of fear. Because of course, when you hang on to things in your mind and you worry about them, you stress about them, you make judgments, you make observations, you have opinions, you like pick away at it with your mind, is where you're just going to bring yourself more and more and more of that, whatever that is that you're focusing on, right? And you could have a million things like that you're focusing on, right? And just even the thinking about it brings more of it. So you've got to be really careful about what you think about, not in a scary way, but just like really, you're a very mental sign, so use that mental energy really wisely to just like pick something really fruitful to focus on, really like abundant, something really juicy and lovely to focus on. Like, what do you love, basically? What do you love? Whatever it is in your observable reality. We're not talking about, you don't have to like look at, it's not like what's going on in the world, it's like what's going on in your home. What's the rug like that you put your cozy feet on when you get out of bed in the morning, or floppy towels that you wrap yourself in when you get out of the bath. What do you love like that? Get into that coziness and love those things more, rather than be in the mind and not present moment awareness, right? What's present moment awareness is about? It's not about, oh, okay, let me just look at whatever's going on in the present. It means focus on what you love, right? Be really aware of like tactile things that feel really good, nice smells and feels and that kind of stuff, right? Tastes, nice cup of coffee or a nice glass of whatever it is, fruity liquid that you like to drink. Okay, let's just get some cards out for Gemini, because that's how you become present moment focused, is by focusing on the senses. That's what they're for. That's why we have them, and that's why we have wine, because it's a novelty item for fun. Okay, I digress. Gemini, 8 of Wands, coming and going energetically, ins and outs, fast movement. King of Wands, vibration of the masculine. So they're wanting something from you in a way through your mind that's going to align the vibration of the masculine. Let's have a look. Reunion, physical reunion. So it's part of your physical reunion process. And one more, creation of that, right, in the physical. So about creating the physical reunion. That's what that is there. So you can see the physical reunion is actually a cups card. So it's about emotions. And we all know that that is, in the only thing that's relevant about emotions, or that we need to even, the only thing, we could just take the one thing, we throw everything else out the window, right? Like it's an old boyfriend that's done you harm and you're throwing all their clothes out the window, all those negative emotions, all the unnecessary emotions. And the only thing that we keep of all those emotions that we throw out the window is the feeling good, because the feeling good is the only thing that counts or matters or gets you anywhere in terms of what you're trying to achieve vibrationally in twin flame process. So you're creating, before your reunion, what is emotionally a representation of that union, which is the feeling good. So you create it through your life, through whatever it is that's in your life, right? And you create it energetically. Here, energy coming and going, fast movement. And this is a masculine vibration. So, or the masculine energy, if you like. So the masculine energy brings to you anything that is negative and that's of the mind, because that's what the process insists happens, because it couldn't be a process without that. It's the back and forth from the masculine to the feminine of what's contained in the mind and the emotions, and the energy of requirement to meet the energy of reunion is achieved through that back and forth, right? And the deletion of unnecessary activities in the mind and the emotions, which therefore bring the vibration into primary location for reunion. Do you see what I mean? So it's all about that. So whatever it is that is coming back and forth here, I feel it's coming to you through your mind. So what you need to achieve for the masculine is the let go. Right, so again, like I said in someone else's cards just previously, everybody thinks that the letting go is about letting go of the person. And it is that, but it's also about letting go of everything that could trigger you or bother you or make you feel bad. Because that's what has to be achieved inside of you before you can have any kind of physical reunion with someone that operates from a higher energy. Because higher energy does not contain anything but feeling good. So all feeling bad has to be cleared through you clearing it. So you can't get embroiled inside yourself. You cannot get hooked into what is asking you to feel bad. And it all comes through the mind, right? Unless it's coming through the heart. But in this case, which it does too. But this time I feel it's coming to you through your mind, because we've got this fast movement, right? 8 of Wands energetically, which would represent as well kind of more mind-based stuff. So answer on a postcard. The answer is, right, that you get into your feeling good and you disregard everything else. And your feeling good is simple as saying, yeah, just let it go. Just laughing it off. You know, someone's bothering you this month. They're meant to be bothering you because you're meant to get triggered, and then you're meant to not get triggered by the trigger, right? So you could get into a load of resistance in that. Like, I'm getting another trigger, right? And that in itself, you're getting triggered about the trigger. Or you could get into the aha moment of, yeah, another trigger. Just let it go. And you could even get higher than that in a just laughing it off of that person, right? Oh, they'll say whatever they'll say. That's just who they are. And then not even think about them, right? Don't get into the workings of why they do this, why they do that, why they say this, why they say that, why, and then you get into like what's wrong with them and why they're like that and what they've gone through, and it's not your business. Nobody's business is anybody else's business, right? The only business is your business of feeling good. No mind again coming out for you as well. So that's what they said at the beginning, right? Don't think about things, basically. That's your answer right now. Don't think about things. So how far can you go into not thinking about things? Where can you really scrape the bottom of the barrel and find things to not think Things that you would normally think about, perhaps. You know? things that would that you think is commonplace to think about. At the end of this process, you don't think about anything, not even those commonplace things. Certainly not what would bother you or would have bothered you once about people and events and situations. Right, so just that, and then probably more of that this month for you. You've got to get control of your mind as in not using it. Okay, next we're going to look at Libra. Libra. Oh, got a big old flying saucer. Actually, no, it might be Saturn. Oh, yes, okay, so it's Saturn. They're showing me Saturn. And then there's two arrows, which also look a bit like harpoons. And they're kind of showing, you know, Saturn's rings. I don't know if they do turn, but they're kind of showing me the rings turn in one direction, but these harpoons are going in the other direction. So it's an about turn, Libra. The harpoons, well, it's really symbolic of Indigenous people. So it's like something that's really, I get this feeling like a grinding to a halt kind of a turnaround, right? Like a wheel turning backwards, like something that is, well, there's many things, right? They're talking about. It's just like a necessary kind of an operation of going backwards in terms of you becoming you know, operating more from like your how do you say it, intuition, right? Like indigenous people used to operate from their intuition, not from like mind. So that's what that means. But the harpoons, that's like quite a strong force as well, you know. It's like destiny. That's what they're saying. Strong force, destiny, destined. Yeah, like whether you want it or not, basically. This is like a great big shift. Where it's like time for a great big shift. That's what they're saying. Okay, Libra. Wisdom, the Hermit. Five of Cups, and that's the love that can't be seen, that is in existence, despite that. Happiness and joy, Three of Cups. And an ending in the mind. Ooh. Right, so just look at these and I'll get one more out because this is really interesting, right? So Hermit is the end of a process. You'll notice he's upside down. It's also really representative of Libra because he's like mind-based, and Libra is air and it's mind. It's time alone, it's thought. It's, you know, it's like a process almost running through, but it's upside down, right? Five of Cups, this love that can't be seen but still exists, also upside down, would just suggest, right, that there's wisdom that is about to come in around this. So where they're talking about this harpoons, like this, like destiny, this movement of like talking about declaration to be made, which is like the destiny of it, like this thing has to happen, right? It's like you have to go back to something, you have to go back to this love that's here, that's the wisdom, right? But it's still to come in, so it hasn't come in yet because they're upside down. So turn them around, because it would suggest that that's what's going to happen, right? The harpoons are dragging this back around, so this wisdom is coming in, like, because wisdom in the Hermit there is also, it's like one step away from destiny, because it's 9 and number 10 is destiny, right? And 10 is the wheel of the wheel. Funnily enough, 10 is the wheel, the next card. It's the turning of the whatever. So turning it all around, right? So that's that. That would signify that. Whether you want it or not, Libra, because it's destined. So, you know, it's like something that's going to happen. It's mind-based as well, the Hermit. So even against the most resistance, this will happen. So somebody, your twin, could be in their heads going, like, in resistance, but it's going to happen, right? Whether they're whether they're trying to deny it or not, because that's what resistance, I mean by resistance, in the head going, I couldn't, I can't, I mustn't, I shouldn't. That's resistance, right? Because what you got down here is resistance, right? We've got the Ten of Swords, and it's right way up. Ten of Swords is the mind, but it's also the end of the mind. So even though it's the right way up and it's resistance, it's the end of resistance because it's a 10. So the end of resistance, right? Again, it's like that pull on the harpoon, turns this around, ending in the mind. And so maybe it's ending in your mind, and that's going to turn it around, right? Because it's all about you. It's about your twin as well, but the person that's watching this is in your mind. When you stop being in resistance in your mind, they stop being in resistance in their mind, and that's what makes the wheel turn. But also we've got here happiness and joy, right? So this is a complete opposite of this, actually, because this is happiness and joy, and this is an ending. This is all mind, right? Except we've got that ending in the mind, and happiness and joy. And the reason I'm going to get another card out is because this is upside down, right? That's upside down, that's upside down. So this is the love that can't be seen but still exists. And this is a happiness and joy, which also exists because love is happiness and joy, right? Let's just put them all the way, right way up again. Get one more down. So there's some turn of the wheel going on that's to do with, is that, I can't tell if that turn of the wheel is somehow connected to your happiness and joy coming first, or the happiness and joy coming because the wheel turns. That's the only question that I have about this. I'm going to get one more down. Energy, movement of energy. It's out of your hands. So it's again, it's destined, right? So there's just the is it the love coming first or the happiness coming first? I mean, it's always the vibration that comes first, right? But this whole process, although we talk about it and we talk about how you function within the process and how you can assist yourself in through the process has timing to it, right? It has its own kind of the mode of transportation. The vibration, it's going to get there eventually. Even though we talk about getting into point of attraction, that's the eventual outcome. You will still get into point of attraction even if you don't focus on point of attraction, but it could just take you 10 years longer than it would if you focused on being in your point of attraction, which is why that is upside down, because you get there eventually. That's why you get there eventually. So maybe this month you're going to find the wheel turns without the fact that you've had to get into your point of attraction. Or maybe you find all things happen at once and you come right into point of attraction, because that vibrational movement, Seven of Cups, emotions going out, because all the other emotions go out and all that can be left then is the feeling good, right? Essentially. Right, I'll leave it there. That's the let go. That's the let go. And that's movement. Yeah, it feels like some great big, those old stone wheels that people used to turn to make with the horse used to pull them around, great big concrete wheels they used to use to grind down corn, stuff like that were really hard to move. It feels like one of those. And it's just going to go and start moving the other way, and something's going to come in. That love's going to come in, basically. That's how it feels. Time. And they're going ding dong, like someone at a bar, like, time, please, gentlemen. Like it's time. All right, so that's what I've got for Libra. Next. And the last one that we're going to do is Aquarius. Okay, let's just take a few breaths. They show me the lovers upside down and all that light that streams out of the crown chakras of the lovers. Let's have a look. Completion, the world. Five of Wands, triggers. Or what comes from a trigger, or that angsty energy. A Wheel of Fortune, timing. and completion as well. Six of Pentacles, someone reaching out, Aquarius. And I'm going to get one more in the middle. So your timing here related to triggering, basically. So it's not so much the triggering, because triggers are triggers, so it's irrelevant what the triggers are. It's about how you feel in relation to a trigger, right? It's about how you react or respond in relation to a trigger. So ideally what you want in relation to a trigger is nothing at all. No response, no mind, right? That's what they want in relation to a trigger. What normally happens in relation to a trigger is anything but that. Just getting up in arms, which is exactly what this card is, right? You get up in arms about it. You get angry, get triggered, get frustrated. The energy of that, right, has got to end. It will end. It's completion, someone reaching out. So maybe you're going to get a last trigger this month, or the last triggering. That would say that. The Wheel of Fortune, that's the end of something, and that's the triggering. And then we've got completion as someone reaching out. One more in the middle, and then what you draw to you energetically. So you're bringing someone towards you by not being triggered, I feel, this month. Is this person actually coming this month, or are they going to be coming? This is completion, end of a journey, and this is someone reaching out, someone making contact with you. And this is how you draw it to you, by when you are no longer triggered by anything, basically, because you're just in feeling good all the time. So that all you would do, I've said this so many times in these readings, is laugh at the trigger and feel better in terms of the trigger, right? It would make you feel good, not bad. So, yeah. So maybe you're going to just get to that point. Let's have a look and see this. If it's not coming this month, this person, it's coming as soon as this work is done and you're no longer getting triggered. So, like I say, maybe it's the last trigger this month. Good. They're saying the Sun. So, yeah, last trigger. Any more? Destiny, Judgment. It's got to be the last trigger. Are you going to get more than one trigger? Let's have a look. Justice, just as many as you need. Just the right amount. Everybody's going to be a different amount of triggers. And anything else. End of the dark and brought into the light. You see, that's the ultimate light, isn't it? No more trigger. No more triggering. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of the readings. And if anybody would like to get a personal reading, I will leave my sorry, just drifted off for a minute. My details are in the description box below. All right, lots of love. Take care. See you next month. Bye.